Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to take a look in the Soulforge and tell you what I think is worth crafting in there. What are the best weapons and what are the best mythics if you're determined to spend some of your resources. As well as that, we're going to take a look at this weekly event troop Dominion and give a rating on that. Anyway, how does Bob Marley like his donuts? With jamming. Get it? Jamming, jamming, jamming. Never mind. Right, anyway, this Dominion troop. Let's take a look. A White Helm Epic. Deals magic +3 damage to an enemy, and if they're a daemon, deal a triple damage, then cleanse itself. So an anti-daemon weapon, triple damage versus daemons, but still not that fantastic really. It's just only good versus daemons. Even then, it's still not a huge amount of damage. Ugh. 4 out of 10 for you, matey boy. That's all you're getting. Your traits aren't anything special either. Buy enough of these to get it to mythic level if you can. Anyway, it's going to help your power level kingdoms in the long run when you ascend this to level 20. Or get it powered up to level 20 even. I'll get it right in a minute. So we'll do that. Grab him. Thank you very much. In the bag. At the same time, if you've got enough glory, I always like to grab 10 spoils of war. Gives you more event keys. That is the main point of that. Very handy indeed. Alright, now let's take a look in the Soulforge itself. Alright, let's take a look at the weapons first. Not going to go over all the weapons that are here all the time like these ones here. Those are in my Soulforge extra video. That'll be in the link in the description to this. So if you want to know what these ones are all about, then check out that video. Otherwise, I've been saying the same thing literally every single week, and it'd be absolutely mind-numbing. Anyway, the first weapon that we have here that is new this week is Doomed Scripture. And a very good doomed weapon it is indeed. Dealing magic-based scatter damage with a boost of +4 per tempering level. Then create a mix of 6 yellow gems and skulls for every yellow enemy. So typically you see these on yellow Guild Wars days. Then give 3 magic to all allies, and if the enemy has a doom, give 5 more. So really good. Next up is Divine Protector. Deals magic-based damage to an enemy boosted by divine allies, then creates a mix of 6 red and yellow for each divine ally. So this uses green and blue, creates red and yellow. So make sure at least a couple of your other troops use red and yellow and are divine to make the most out of all that lovely juicy mana. Guardian Hammer. Deal magic-based damage to an enemy boosted by White Helm allies. So similar to that last weapon, then create a mix of 6 yellow and brown for each White Helm ally. Similarly to that last weapon, this uses purple and green this time, but creates yellow and brown. So make sure, again, a couple of your troops use yellow and brown to benefit from all the mana you're creating. The Staff of White Helm. Kind of the anti-White Helm weapon, I call these things. Remove all yellow gems with no effect. Deal magic-based damage to an enemy boosted by gems removed. And if the enemy is from White Helm, or if the battle is in White Helm, deal double damage. So good against yellow troops that use yellow, because you just take all of that yellow away. And just make sure that your team doesn't rely on yellow in a big way at the same time. Otherwise, you're going to hinder yourself. The Angel of Death. Sounds deadly. Death mark an enemy and deal magic-based damage boosted by yellow gems. So relying on death mark more than anything because the damage isn't that high. Not essential, but those sort of weapons can be picked up to just add another weapon to your roster. Always handy when trying to progress your kingdoms. Fist of Heaven. Really, really good weapon this. Do love it. I love these explodey summony weapons. Explodes magic +1 yellow gems. Grants a random status effect to all divine allies. Then summons a divine troop. So lots of mana gen a lot of the time. Status effects to all divines and as a summon as well. Really, really good. Do you like that weapon? One of the stars we've gone over before as these ones too. So that looks like it's it. All right, let's take a look at these troops now. Let's start with the mythics first. Rath-Amon is here. Create a mix of 24 purple gems and skulls and gain 20 souls and cleanse all allies. Really good spell that, because even if you're a brand new player, you're still going to create that mix of 24 purple gems and skulls. A lot of mythics and other troops, the amount of damage they do or things they create are based on your magic level. So the higher that goes, the more powerful they get. This is going to help you massively, even if you're a brand new player. So really good troop for new players. Gains 4 souls when his turn begins. It's going to help new players as well, as is gain 50 bonus souls from battle. So very good new troop for a new player. Can help you in a few different ways. The Wild King enrages all allies and gives them magic +1 attack. Then creates a mix of 22 skulls and yellow gems. So again, another very aggressive spell. This little bit of luck required to make a match. You can always make sure the top troop, or the top 2 troops even maybe, if you want to be super safe, are entangled before casting this, just in case you fail to get any skull alignment and end up setting up the opposition, particularly in something like Guild Wars. Uses yellow itself, so it can actually self-charge when it creates those yellow gems, which can happen, so really good. And creates a bone storm at the start of battle, which is skulls, and all wild folk allies gain 1 magic when my turn begins, which means that damage goes up slowly but surely on the Wild King. Medusa deals a bit of a rubbish amount of true damage to an enemy, to be fair, boosted by stone blocks. Then convert 8 gems of one of their mana colours to stone blocks. If the enemy uses more than 1 mana colour, you can't actually tell what one's going to be converted to stone blocks. So it's a bit of a lucky cast on that in a way. You are going to get that damage, but it's a bit low. The traits are okay. Impervious is always good. Stone Curse. Curse and stun a random enemy when matching 4 or more gems is okay. But overall, it's nothing fantastic. And the same goes for this geezer, Ares. It should be more powerful than this. It's supposed to be a mythic. Deals a low amount of damage to a okay amount of damage to the first enemy. That is a random amount. And if they die, explode 8 gems. Now, even at my magic level, at the lower level, if I cast this and it dealt 77 damage, that's just rubbish. It is. If you can boost the damage up, it can be significant. But the initial base damage on this thing is pretty low. It does need boosting. Even at the higher end, 155 is okay. It's nothing fantastic. The traits are nothing fantastic either. Stone Skin's okay. Celestial Barrier's okay. And Clobber is one of the better one if you can get the enemies stunned. So yeah, Ares needs a bit more RAM. Do you see? Right, I think that is it for them. I did spot a... No, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, right. Now let's take a look at the legendaries. Tuzi gives magic +1 life to all allies, then creates 9 yellow gems boosted by enchanted allies. So if you add all enchanted allies, you're going to get a further 4 yellow gems there. There's to be 13 yellow gems on the board. That gives a chance to create a lot of mana for other members of your team, providing they use yellow, because she doesn't. So basically, she's a generator for life to all allies, but you do need yellow people on your team to gain benefit from that, because you don't want to create all those yellow gems just for the sake of it. But there is a 30% chance to enchant a random ally when an ally casts a spell, which means you don't have to have somebody specifically in your team that enchants all allies. Like a Mistralis would be really good. Like a single format, you enchant all allies, so that might work well with her. Mistralis uses yellow as well, so potentially a very good troop there. Who else we got? Smashed Mouth deals magic placed damage to an enemy, knocks them to the back, drains 7 mana from all enemies below them, and gains an extra turn. So important to cast that on an enemy near the top if you want to benefit from that mana drain. It does bleed and silence the first enemy when I deal skull damage, which can be useful because if you cast that spell afterwards, you knock them to the back and then can bleed and silence the first enemy again. He'll be someone different because you just knocked the other one to the back. So not bad, but not outstanding. The Dragon's Soul used to be a really popular troop in the early days of the game, and not so much now. You do still use it. Still see it now and again. Explodes magic-based random gems, deal 8 damage to all enemies. That's the thing with this. That's a low amount of damage, really low amount of damage. Boosted by number of dragon allies, then gain 15 souls. Allied dragons gain 2 life on 4 or 5 gem matches, and a 50% chance to become a baby dragon with full mana on death is the best of the traits. The other two are very weak these days. But yeah, the Dragon Soul. Web Spinner, still absolutely fantastic troop. Absolutely deadly. Not so much on the spell, but on the traits. It deals damage to all enemies and poisons them, then creates 9 green gems. Uses green itself, so can actually self-charge and do that again. But the traits are the things that absolutely make this. Immune to poison, inflict web when doing skull damage, and deal a triple skull damage to poisoned and webbed enemies. So if you have all these 3 traits, as soon as you do skull damage, you are doing triple damage unless they're invulnerable or impervious. Absolutely fantastic troop. If you don't have a Web Spinner and you do have the diamonds, I would actually say get Web Spinner because it's absolutely so good. It's one of those legendaries which normally I don't say craft legendaries because they turn up in chests much easier, but Web Spinner is absolutely superb and absolutely definitely worth picking up. Can I have a look at these summoning stones if you're a newer player, see if there's anybody here that's worth having a go for, if there's any troops in here which you don't have. Always worth a little summoning stone gamble, see what happens, see if you get lucky. No one absolutely unmissable there though. But yes, there we go. Who's going to be my mythic of the week? Well, it's certainly not going to be Ares or Medusa. And the Wild King can actually set things up to go wrong, even though it is very, very powerful. And Rath-Amon creates a mix of purple gems and skulls, gains souls. But because basically this attack base is based on magic, and Rath-Amon is such a good troop for newer players as well. You're going to create that amount of gems and skulls and cleanse all allies no matter what your player level. I'm going to give my Mythic of the Week to Rath-Amon. There it is. So there's the Soulforge video. I'll be back later on with my world event video, so check that out if you're interested. And thanks for watching this video. Catch you again next time. Bye for now.